Last time we were checking out the R, or reviews, in ASO Tricks. And that's, like I said, a very important thing. But another important thing, and the very first thing that users see, is the I in Tricks, which is your icon. Let's go over that today. Icon. That's right. You want to have a nice icon. All right. At the end of the day, you've only got a small space, usually 1024 by 1024 pixels, to actually make a good impression. And at the same time, that icon has to be seen on many different device sizes. All right, especially if you're going cross-platform with many different markets. For example, if you're going onto a Windows phone, or if you're going onto an Android device, or if you're going onto an iPhone, for example, it's going to have different sizes. You want to make sure that your icon can be seen. And secondly, you want to make sure that your icon, compared to other apps in the list, stands out. What can you do to make your app icon stand out? One recommendation I have is to actually go over all the other competitive apps simply by typing in some keywords for a search that you believe your customers would type in, or get one of your customers who you know will type something in and see some of the icons that come up and ask yourself, is there something that I could do to have my icon stand out compared to the others? Having split testing, what we call A/B testing, is a very easy way to actually do that. You can go on something like Facebook and actually pay a small amount of money and have 2 or 3 different versions of your icon show up and see what gets clicked more. These are just some ideas to get you to that next level. Check out your icon today and make sure that you get the upper hand when it comes to getting your apps visible and noticed. How's it going? This is Nav here, back again, and I'm going to be showing you something new. Something that we actually learned last time about ASO Tricks was I for icon. That's right. Well, today we're going to be learning about C, which is customer. Who your customer is very important. So let's go on to that today. I'm going to use a blue marker for this. C, customers. Who is your customer? What do they look like? At the end of the day, where will they go to shop? Where will they go to eat? What would they think? How would they wake up in the morning? This is going to be a very important thing. One of the key ideas here is that if you can figure out what your customer looks like at the end of the day, simply by using a great one which I heard once was for electronic stores was MAT. That's man after technology. All right, that gave a good idea, and people would go into it and say Matt is a 30-something person who loves looking at technology and usually comes home. At the end of the day, he'll drive by the store and come on in. I mean, that's a great example of how you can actually gauge your customer. The same thing you want to do inside of your mobile app. Who is your customer? Is it the little lady down the street? Is it a mom? Is it a teenager? At the end of the day, by actually zoning in on who your customer is, you can make your icons, your screenshots, and even your app that much more targeted. And what that'll do is it'll help you to increase your retention because you're making your users happy, and also get you more user acquisition because people are now telling other people how great your app is, and it's like the app has psychic powers or something because you now know what they were thinking. The more you can put yourself in the shoes of your customer, the better you're going to be at getting a higher revenue stream and a better app overall. All right, so we're back here. Once again, this is Nav bringing you some great tips. And today we're going to be going over more ASO tricks. And last time we talked about C, which is customer, and how important it is to know your customer. Today we're going to be talking about the K in tricks, and that's keywords. This is where a lot of people all think we're about ASO. Whenever they think about ASO, it's usually K for keywords. So let's go on today and actually check out what keywords are and how we can actually use them inside of our apps. Green. Keywords. All right. So keywords are an important thing in ASO, and what's happening right now is keywords are actually becoming more and more challenging. I'm going to give you guys a few little ideas. Firstly, keywords can be used in many different spots. Like I said before, in titles, you can use keywords in descriptions. For example, in Google, there's been one which has been known for a while, but they keep on changing these, so whatever I'm telling you is probably already very old. And that's how fast ASO moves. But for example, inside of Google, if you write down your keyword about 5 times in the description, it supposedly increases your rank. Other areas you can use it is in the Microsoft Store, for example. You can actually use keywords inside of your screenshot descriptions. Keywords are going to be an important thing. And by knowing what kind of keywords you can put inside of your app, you'll actually be able to increase your ranking. Now, just because you can't find a keyword or you can't use a certain keyword doesn't mean that it's not available in another language. That's the key idea there that I want you guys to remember, which you can use as your own, little way of getting that extra edge, is localizing your keywords. Just because, let's say, the word fireplace is, doing poorly on an English-based store, you might be able to use the same keyword in a different language on another store and get a huge increase inside of your spots in your ranking. All right? So keywords, check them out. If you need to come up with ideas for keywords, check out your competitors' keywords by checking out sites like, for example, AppCodes. And I wrote that last time. It's appcod.es. That's an example of another site that really helps out in knowing about the competitor keywords. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I'll check you out again. Hey, how are you? Nav again, and I'm here to show you some more ASO tricks today. And we're actually at the last letter, and that S stands for screenshots. Last time we went over keywords. Today we're going to be going over another important part, which is your screenshots and possibly even a video, depending on which market you're on. Let's check it out now. Let's see, customer, screenshots, and video. All right, so screenshots or video. It's a really important thing that you need to sit down and think about what kind of screenshots you're going to do. Now, there's so many different strategies that are right now, being used and very popular. One of the most basic ones that I could tell you is have descriptive screenshots. A screenshot is basically your demo, right? At the end of the day, unless you get into a market, which many markets are doing now, where you can actually put a demo video, this is like the easiest way that a customer, a potential customer, can see what your app has to offer. You want to make sure your screenshots are clean, easy to understand, and get the point across about what your app is going to do. Don't make it confusing. Don't throw so much garbage text around on it. Put it plain and simple. This is what my app does, and keep it simple for the user to see. Some neat ideas that people have tried is, for example, they will take the maximum amount of app screenshots and they'll put them together into like a whole entire story. Other neat things that I've seen is, for example, people will actually have either a landscape version if they've got a tablet sort of app, or they'll have a portrait version for those who have regular phones. One thing I would recommend is always use every single screenshot that you can get. Usually that actually helps you to increase your ranks. But at the same time, it doesn't always work, especially if your screenshots are horrible. So keep that in mind. Be careful with your screenshots, but as long as you can do some really nice, clean screenshots, for example, put a frame around your actual app. Something like that could actually help you to increase your user downloads and your sales. I hope you enjoyed that one too. See you next time.